I wanted to come to the rink, and it was supposed to be just a stretch, and I was supposed to wait tomorrow until we start talking about tomorrow's game and things, but I thought it was a good opportunity to recognize what day it is today. When the Americans are living in Canada, they get Thanksgiving like we do, and we're in the U.S. right now, and this is a huge day. I've lived in the U.S., so I know how big it is. It's actually might even be bigger than Christmas. So I think we want to recognize that, and we're definitely thankful to have those Americans on our team, and showing them also respect by understand what an important day it is for them, and an opportunity for our group to get together and be thankful to be together.
That's what J.G. Pajot finished saying just moments ago. Happy to be. There's give thanks to be on this team. Is that what you're emphasizing right now? When you hit this bump in the road, that it is a team collective bump?
Yeah, every team goes through those bumps once, twice, and 3 times a year. So whether you have it like yesterday in a different moment of the year, like last year, different moment of the year, or you have it now, you're going to get through it. Columbus just went through it. Now they on a 5-game streak. And other teams have gone through it. Now they're getting out of it, and some other teams are getting in it. And that's what it is. Over 82 games, you're going to get these patches, and it's how you react to these patches and understand that that's the adversity part that builds your character or destroys you. And we've always made the choice to build. And so I think we've reminded ourselves today that it's a building moment. And, there's a little cloud. It's not a gigantic cloud. It's a little cloud that we got to see through. A big cloud would be that we're getting shellacked at 8-2, like some other teams have lived. You look at Pittsburgh at the beginning of the year. They got, 3 shellacks in a very small span of time, and now they're getting out of it, and they're starting to play well. And Columbus, like I said, right now, they're looking solid, but it always starts the same way how to get out of it, whether it's us last year or other teams, is, you need to be able to have the patience to play tight games. Scotty Bowman told me many, many times, you want to be a winning team, you want to win these 1-goal games. And last year we were number 1 in the league at winning 1-goal games. And our minds have strayed away from that lately. Where we're not comfortable with the 1-goal deficit or lead, because we want more. We want right now. We want to get the extra goal either to catch up, or the opposite, to try to make it a 2-goal lead, and now we're fine. And that's not the right approach. You have to be able to win games 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2 in the NHL, and that's the way it is. You look at Columbus now; all their 5 games that they won in a row now. 1-0, 2-1, 2-1.
Yeah.
So that's what we were good at, and that's what we need to be good at again. And that means that what we did at the end of the first period. The first goal is the first goal. It's only 1-0. We're playing a fine game, just like all the previous games. We're playing a fine first period, but then because we think we're going to get it back at the last minute of the first period. Like it's hurt us many times this year at the end of periods. We think, let's go get one now before the period ends. Well, it's the opposite. We get scored against because we're thinking we need it now. Well, if the opportunity is not there, it's not time to get it now. If it's a 3-on-3, it's not a 3-on-2, and it's not a 2-on-1, and it's not a breakaway, and we can't act that way. And it was just another reminder yesterday, and those are the goals that kill you. That goal at the end of the first period put us in a frustrated state coming back in the second period, and that's why the game got away. And we can be better at that. We know that, so we have to understand that the winning habits start with that, and the rest flows from that. And we know our group can do it. It's done it before. We also know that we're in a situation right now where there's different things happening that we have to manage. We have different players. We have to find chemistry. Bobby's missed a month. He's just back now. And it is still hurting. He's back because he's a warrior. A lot of guys would have been back 2 weeks after. But having not played, got to get his legs back. Duchesne comes in, totally new environment. Now we're going to have Dumont. We've lived a Sweden trip where we won, so we come back with a different frame of mind. And so there's different things right now that we need to manage. But it all comes back to being on the same page and wanting to win the right way. And so that's keeping calm, sticking together, and sticking to our identity for 60 minutes with the patience that we need. That's it. And that's just a message, but it's the same message that we had through all our tough games or tough patches. So it's nothing new. It's when you make it bigger than it is, it's because you want to make it bigger than it is. And I'm not in the habit of doing that.
What's the message to Dumont coming into a situation is?
Dumont is first of all, bring your strengths. You know, it's like Duchesne right now. You know, like he'd want to score and you want to make a difference, but really he's playing really well. Like he's got some moments like wow. It's like yesterday, he gets that breakaway, hits the crossbar. So if his game was 95%, not in the right place, then you go, okay, you know, we got to go way back. But it's the opposite. His game's really good. And it's just the end result right now that's not coming. But that's not him. That's a team thing right now. So he can't put that on his shoulders. It's a team thing right now where we've got those small details, like I say, those winning habits that slip away. But that's not his responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility in the team identity. So I think right now, whether it's Duchesne or Dumont, their job is not to come in and be saviors. Their job is not to come in and change who we are. Is to come in. They need to be themselves. That's why we got them here. And then learn what our habits are so that they're comfortable with them over time. Over time. It's not an on and off switch. If you think it's an on and off switch, it's because you never played this game. It's tough. It's tough to get in and fit in. If the team is in a great stretch, it's different. It's easier to ease yourself in. And to be honest with you, when you're a top two-line guy, it's usually more difficult because you want to make the difference, and you hear the echoes, and all of a sudden you become impatient at trying to get a result right now, and I don't want him to feel this way. It's not what I'm expecting from him. And Dumont, he comes in, he's a hard-nosed guy that's reliable, that's going to bring us some intangibles too. He's captain everywhere this guy was. He's a guy that hits hard and smart and can play PK, and he's an outstanding shot blocker, and he's a pest. Like, you know, first thing Thompson told me when we got him is, "Oh, good pick. I hate this guy." You know. So yeah, and we need that. We need those type of players to come in because they do help the momentum. They do help the hardness of our team. So right now it's chemistry we're looking for a little bit, and sustaining and hardness, and he's part of that hardness that we need.
Coach, what's your lineup going to look like tomorrow? Do you know offhand?
No, to be honest, right now we've talked about a lot of things, but I haven't. It'd be great to get consistency, but we had 11 players. Now we got some new players, and then Bobby's just back, and then Smitty will be back at any time. You know, it could be tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but it could be Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're not sure yet, but we'll see. So that's another new guy. So you know, I'll try to go as fast as we can to figure out what's best. But right now we're in that forming stage, really, of a group that has some new pieces.